Hi, and welcome to another weekly wrap. Firstly, federally, our stand for religious freedom continues. To remind you, the Australian Law Reform Commission were tasked to recommend reforms to the law that would make discrimination against students and staff on the grounds of their sexual orientation and gender identity, amongst other things, unlawful. Protecting our Christian ethos is not discrimination and should not be unlawful. Many Christian schools show preference to Christians in their hiring practices and student intake. Why should this have to change because of an agenda that seeks to undermine our Christian ethos, an ethos that upholds a biblical definition of marriage and a belief in biological sex? We're yet to see the final report. However, the government is likely to release their version of a religious discrimination bill sometime in March, at the same time that the Australian Law Reform Commission report is due to be tabled in Parliament. We're concerned that if the bill leans towards the recommendations, it will not provide the necessary protections to Christian schools and eventually to all Christian institutions. Please stay tuned as we ramp up our campaigning efforts on this important issue. And now, around the nation, ACL state directors are active on numerous fronts, and I encourage you, wherever you are in Australia, to take action on the various issues we're facing as a nation, because your voice really does matter. Firstly, the election in Tasmania has been announced for 23rd of March. ACL will be resourcing you with all of the information you need to make an informed vote, so stay tuned for more. Head to tasmaniavotes.org.au for more information. In Queensland, our State Director Rob Norman is leading a campaign to oppose the full decriminalisation of prostitution, and this is reaching a critical stage. The Attorney General has tabled the Decriminalising Sex Work Bill, which would see prostitution treated like regular work. All over the world where prostitution is fully decriminalised, the exploitation of women and children and human sex trafficking increases. We continue to stand for the proven Nordic model, which criminalises the purchase of sex and supports women to exit the sex trade. Submissions are due on March 8th, and so Queenslanders, let your voice be heard. Please submit your objections before it's too late. In Victoria, our campaign to protect our education system from subversive gender ideologies and premature sexualisation of children into school curriculums has launched and is gaining momentum. Our State Director Jasmine Ewan is running events across Melbourne, raising awareness and calling for volunteers, as this critical issue has profound ramifications for our children's well-being and the standard of education they receive. If you're a Victorian parent or guardian, we urge you to get informed about what is really being taught to your children and head to our website to join our volunteer movement to be a part of this important campaign effort. There are other attacks around the nation, and campaign efforts are continuing in the ACT and Northern Territory against assisted suicide. In New South Wales, we're fighting against Alex Greenwich's Equality Bill, which includes the liberalisation of prostitution, ideological self-sex ID laws that undermine parental rights and the rights of faith-based organisations. We're also fighting a conversion therapy bill in Tasmania, and in South Australia, we're building support for a positive bill dealing with prostitution, which will see a reduction in exploitation if passed. While the issues we're facing seem to be mounting, I want to encourage you that as we continue to endorse the many benefits of modelling our civic affairs according to God's truth by regular and consistent action, we can achieve significant shifts in the cultural, moral, and spiritual fabric of our nation. Well, thanks for joining us. That's it for the weekly wrap, and see you next time.